Puff is better than Jay-Z. Yeah, I said it, and here's why. What up, though? It's the boy Broadway the Giant tapping in with you guys per usual for another reactionary video. This evening we're celebrating and giving highlights to the 2022 BET Awards. Everybody pulled up. They was honoring Puff. Shout out to my guy Puff Man Harlem. We did it. You hear me? And this evening I'm going to give you some commentary as to why Puff is simply better than Hov, Jay-Z, Jigga. You hear me? And for reasons that I think a lot of you guys might be able to identify with, but I'm going to come at it from a different angle per usual. We will play his speech. His speech was dope, man. His speech was dope, and I see a lot of people also tapping in and talking about the speech. But before we get there, I want to just highlight how it started. Diddy came on stage, was introduced on stage to his Lifetime Achievement Crown, is how they identifying it as. And he came up by way of Ye, and it was dope because Jodeci opened up the show. They look like they still got it. They sound good. Casey, JoJo.
And Devon Valente, or maybe that was.
Nonetheless, it was a dope performance. That was then followed by Mary J. Blige. She came out and looked amazing. Mary be killing it with them boots too. BTW. Sean actually pulled out and performed as well, and I thought that was amazing. We haven't seen Sean pull up and jump in his bag in like what seems like forever. You hear me? So we watched Sean tap in and actually put pen to pad and remix the verse a little bit. I like that, man. Sean still got it. He still sound good, and he didn't compromise his integrity with everything that he's doing in the political space. So shout out to Sean's, man. That was followed by The LOX. The LOX came out with Lil' Kim. I thought that was dope. Kim came out looking good. She lost her word in a little bit, but that's what those earpieces tend to do. A big shout out and tribute by singing Missing You to the mother of his twins and children, Kim Porter. Let's play the video and then we'll talk about it after. Real quick, Puff came out looking like he was straight from Wakanda. He had his all black on diamonds, you know, no pendants. He looked good, man. Puff looked good, man. I don't know how he get through what he getting through, man, but putting God first had to be it, man. So shout out to Puff, man. He looked good. He looked good. He looked high-spirited, too.
For my mother, y'all, Mama Combs.
Mama Combs.
Talk love, be love. You feel me? Give it up for Andre Harrell one time. Andre, we miss you. We love you. I miss Kim so much. And
when I'm about to play happen, it's kind of throwing the media into a spin. These are the reasons why Puff is better than Jay, right? Because you know, I think in the space of being a creator, in the space of being talent, in the space of being a producer, you know, it's one thing to not taking nothing from Hov, right? But it's one thing to live your life in the media and have people see it and be able to allow people to be inspired by that versus, you know, being offset and being amazing in what Hov does. But I feel like Hov offers a different type of inspiration, right? Where Diddy is more hands-on. You can see some of the things he went through, relationships, taking losses, coming out with records. They wasn't performing as well as they once did. You hear me? And he's very vocal about some of the losses that he took. You hear me? And I think that a lot of inspiration can come by way of that, by living your life in the public when people are able to see you go through trials and tribulations, but also come out of that. You hear me? I think there's a lot to learn and grow from that on face value. You hear me? It's not like, you know, you hear the 21 Savages, the this person, that person, meet and have conversations with Hov, but we always get it via third party. We don't get it exactly from Hov. You get me? Clear. So I think these are some of the reasons why Diddy is better than Hov, because as an artist and being in the media light, you got to understand that people are always watching you and you inspiring people. And to a bit, what Puff touched on, you know, when he shouted out Bobby Brown, you know, he said shout out to Bobby Brown because Bobby was the first brown skin chocolate drop, however he said it. Watching Bobby inspired Diddy, you hear me? Because Bobby was going through some things. Bobby was young heartthrob and everybody was checking for Bobby. But Bobby was also living his life out loud so people was able to see it, feel it, and say, when I get there, this is what I'm going to do and this is what I'm not going to do. Well, Hove is kind of like, and you know, they like the twin towers of hip hop music. You get what I'm saying? And it's like everybody see Puff, they see Hove. Two of the first probably billionaires in the game. You get me? Clear. So I feel like Puff is better than Hove in that regard because we're able to see Puff, touch Puff, identify with him, and with Hove is like Michael Jackson.
He compares himself to him too.
But we know him, we see him, but we don't really get a chance to watch his life lived out loud by way of him. I'm not talking about the stuff that leaks out with him and B and Solange in the elevator and all the third. I'm talking about by way of him, not what comes by way of 21 Savage and this person he sat down with and Will Smith and that. I'm talking about by way of Hove. And I guess that's probably added to his greatness somehow, some way. But me, pause, I like to feel the artist.
They will kill me in Harlem.
I feel like with Puff, you can feel his energy. You hear me? When he stepped on that stage and he jumped up and down, you can see he's excited. And these are some dope reasons why I feel like Puff is better than Hove. A lot of people are talking about this next part, so I want to play this next part. Check it out.
During Diddy's acceptance speech, he didn't thank Caresha. Instead, he gave a special thank you to his ex-girlfriend Cassie, who is currently married with 2 kids.
And that's where we'll start this. A lot of people are going crazy saying that Diddy didn't shout out Young Miami, Caresha, City Girl, you hear me? Because she was in the audience with the big sign saying Gold Poppy, and you know, she was front row and center, and she was there. I believe that if Cassie played the role in his kid's life, should he have shouted out Cassie and Young Miami was there? No, I don't feel like he should have, but I understand why. Him and Cassie been together for a very long time. And inside of that, I think part of the reason why they might have not been together is because he wasn't ready for loving her out loud and making an honest woman out of her. You hear what I'm saying? So knowing that she's been with him for X amount of time, it's understanding and knowing that, you know, sometimes hindsight is 20/20, knowing that she's been there for him, maybe he felt as though that was the reason why, and now is a good time with me receiving my lifetime achievement, you know, by way of BET, and him thanking everybody else that was there for him, and that inspired him and that motivated him. Maybe he felt like this was the time to do the same thing for her. Again, I understand it on both sides, but no, he's not with her, right? And Young Miami, Caresha, was standing front row with a whole Gold Poppy sign in glitter.
Did she have, was it blinged out? Was it? And anyway.
These city girls, Young Miami, as well as others, JT, so forth and so on. It's a lot of stuff going on out here and a lot of hypocrisy. You hear me? Because it be the first ones, the Meg Thee Stallions, the city girls that scream all this hot girls, city girl stuff, but they be the first ones in relationships moving in accordance that look crazy. He's not even claiming you, and you stand in front row with a sign that screams "Go Poppy." What's you can't make this. You can't make this make sense for us. You hear me? You out here looking crazy. He's not claiming you. You stand in front row. You can't make it make sense. So yeah, I mean, but you know, typical Puff. He in his bag. He's living out loud. He's living his truth, and I salute that to some extent because she know what it is. You get me? Cassie, I feel like that could have been something that may have happened behind the scenes, or I don't know the extent of, you know, her being there for him in those rough patches and you know, the grieving process of him losing Kim Porter. But what I do know is you know, some things are better off left behind the scenes, you know. But again, this goes and lends to my previous point where you can actually see Puff make certain mistakes. I'm identifying as a mistake. Some of you guys might feel like he should have shouted out Cassie, right? Leave it in the comments. I want you guys to tap in with us and like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Was Diddy wrong for giving Cassie a shout out with Young Miami being right there front and center? Tap in with us. You know the vibes. Per usual, like, comment, and subscribe. Clear!
Do you have relationship questions you need answered? Spicy topics? DM us at Live on Broadway Podcast. Have music, products, or an ad you want us to run? Email us at Live on Broadway Podcast. Be sure to tap in. Mondays, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Live on IM_Broadway's Instagram. Clear.